It is time. I'm gonna get it. No, there it is. It's a Goodwill outlet day. I cannot wait to go in and see what I find. I have money from Play-Dohs. I have money from kid to kid. I am not going to be getting any comforters or blankets unless they're extremely significant, because I just had to go through everything in my storage inventory area and got rid of a ton of stuff that hasn't sold in a long time. So if I'm going to put anything new in there, I want to make sure it's worth it. It hasn't rained yet, but it is humid as all get out, so I'd rather be inside thrifting. As I suspected, the parking lot was beyond full, and it is busy here today. This, don't know what it is, but it is brand new, not used at all. So I'm gonna look it up and see if it's worth it. So that's gonna go in my cart. So I'm always looking for this style sweater because they sell well. This is not a brand or a size that I would necessarily care about, but this style, so I always keep my eye open for those. And if Torrid sold better for me, I would totally get these. These are great color pants, they're a great size, but they don't move for me. Oh, let's see what this is. This is cute, but it's not worth it for me. If my kids liked Under Armour, I would totally get that, but they won't wear it. Teenagers.
Teenagers. They think they know everything.
So I typically wouldn't pick up this brand, but I'm gonna check comps. This is beautiful in the red. They typically do like ivory with different colored backgrounds. So this is interesting. I'll stick that in my cart. And I also found like a really pretty nightgown that is this brand I've never heard of, so I don't know if that's worth getting. I'll look that up. And then I found an embroidered Nike shirt, and I like getting things that are embroidered with fun prints, and this looks like it was very well taken care of, maybe not even used. I ended up not being able to film much more because of how crowded it was, but I did find a blanket, and I said I wasn't going to, but there it was. I found that mohair and wool blend blanket. This dress ended up going back. The sell-through rate was really poor, like 10% or something like that. So I always check on eBay, no matter what the item is. I do the best that I can to see whether or not it's worth it. And if the comps are low, I always say, okay, is it a unique item that if I use some keywords that it'll make a difference? So some of the things that I got, the comps were not amazing, but I could use really great keywords. But I did find this vintage item from Catherine Conover. It had like a red velvet cake kind of look. So it is a few days later. I have so much to show you, and I am in my yard because we have a painter in the house right now, and because he needs his space, and everything is completely upside down, disheveled, a mess right now in our house. I didn't have a space to use like I normally do for showing you all of the things. This whole experience at the bins this past time was insane, and I think it's the first time that I can remember in a really long time where I did not enjoy it to the extent that I normally do. This was It was packed. I couldn't videotape, and I was physically and emotionally uncomfortable. It was just a ton of people that day. It was packed. I want to show you the things that I found. I'll put the amount that I spent at the bottom because I don't remember, but it was about $1.30 per item once everything was said and done. So let me get to it and show you what I found. The first one, and actually I think this was one of the first ones that I found. This is a very eclectic haul, and this is as far as I know, it is like a higher end boutique brand, and the name is Harper. And I thought this was absolutely adorable. It's long sleeve, and I apologize, I also live near an airport, so there are airplanes flying above. If you hear anything, that's what it is. So look at this embroidered detail, reds and like light orange and ivory flowers all over the whole thing. I thought this was absolutely adorable. And then the little pockets, I'll have to steam it so that the pockets actually fall into place. And then metal buttons, like how cute. This could be worn in so many different ways. It's a large, I don't know if you can see that. And so this will be great. And I think it's chambray. Let's see. Yeah, it's lyocell, 100% lyocell. In my mind, if I find something higher end, it's like a hallelujah bonus. But the majority of finds that I find are usually like bread and butter prices, which is totally fine. And I actually really enjoy selling those items. Okay, another bread and butter item. And this is practically brand new, which is why I grabbed it. If it had any fading, I would have left it. And it is solitaire, and it is a medium. This is a brand that I've seen at TJ Maxx. I can't remember if I've seen it anywhere else. But it is one of those brands that is very boho, very cottage, and there's a lot of embroidery. Goodwill wanted $5.99 for it. I got it for $1.30-ish, but look at those sleeves. Look how gorgeous they are. And it is the color that you see on the screen. It is that beautiful coral. I got some good lighting out here, even though it's overcast. So this, even though it was a medium, I grabbed it because it's in such amazing condition. This one I had to Google Lens, and I had to use AI to figure out what brand this was, because people kept picking it up and throwing it, and it looked so interesting to me. I just thought that this sweater was, you know, kind of has that Fair Isle look to it. The ribbed sleeves and the high neck. So this is what was on the back, and I didn't know what that symbol was, and so I had to look it up, and it turns out it's T by Talbots, which is great because Talbots does very well for me if it's something unique. If it's a basic item, I don't get it anymore because it just sits, and it's so beautiful. So this one I got because of size and style. So this is, I've never sold this brand, but it is a 1X. It's linen and cotton, which is fantastic, and the lining is cotton, which during the summer is super helpful. So look at how gorgeous this skirt is. It's like a dark tan color. It shows with the lighting that it's got an orange tint. It doesn't, but Goodwill wanted $4.99 for it. It is like midi, but look at how beautiful that is. And it fits like a bunch of different aesthetics, which is fantastic. I'll be able to use a lot of different keywords. The next one is new with tags, and I very rarely find soft surroundings pants, but it is soft surroundings. It is a tall extra large, which is a great size. This is the Metro ankle. And these pants are nice pull-on pants. Everybody now loves pull-on. They're so comfy, and look at that fun detail at the end. I love these. Such a beautiful color. These I got just because they were new with tags, otherwise I would have left them. These are LL Bean I can't even believe sometimes the stuff that I find new with tags still in there, but you never know. I mean, I don't know. Every Goodwill rotates their things through differently, I would guess, so whatever. LL Bean, and these are, they only retail for, and I say only because they were brand new and they're LL Bean, for like $40-ish. They're wrinkle-free cotton. That will be an amazing selling point. If these sold for $15 and I got them for $1.30, that's still a really great turnaround, which is why I don't mind getting things that didn't retail for as much, but still are new with tags. So these are a size 14. The only thing that I am going to do is take this off before I photograph, because I need to see, first of all, is there marks left from the tape, but also I have found that a lot of people, when they see this, they don't, and I'm thinking if I were a buyer, right? I would not necessarily want to see this in pictures. So that will come off. And they're in brand new condition. They look great. The next one is Quaker Factory, again new with tags. A lot of people decided they didn't want this. I was fine with taking it. It even has the extra beads and gems in it. I prefer much larger sizes in Quaker Factory. Like plus sizes sell really well for me. You know, it's a bin's fine, so large is great. I would never get a smaller size, let's say that. But it has pretty close to 100% sell-through rate in my closet on Poshmark. Next is a vintage Christmas sweater, which I love finding these. It is Ramie and cotton. It's a medium, but I would say it's a little oversized. But you gotta always look at the measurements. I try to, with all of mine, provide measurements. And there's only a couple of little areas that I will point out, like this little area. I don't know if you can see that. But all right, I'm gonna button the top button so you can see how cute this is. That is so stinking cute. So cute. And then look at the back. Look at this. I absolutely love it.
That's adorable.
This is fun, and I don't know this brand, Tipsy Elves, but that is a fun name in and of itself. It's a medium, and this is a pajama onesie, an adult pajama onesie with like the jogger bottom. How stinking fun is this? If you are a cat lover, this is fun. And you know, some people, you know, are looking for things for Christmas morning pictures, and you know, the cats are wearing Santa hats. These I got because they were new with tags and because I have sold a number of men's shorts that are really nice. This is, the brand is Cactus Man. These are the Power Stretch, and I got them also because they are a great size. They're little tiny cactuses all over this, and they are 38, so that's great. This one I was very happy to find. It is a men's Brooks Brothers. This is merino wool. It's a great color, mustard yellow. This could be dressed up or down. I love these. Goodwill wanted $10 for it, but Brooks Brothers is an excellent brand to find. I love selling men's Brooks Brothers things. I don't love selling women's Brooks Brothers things because they tend to sit for me. But I have sold suit jackets, I have sold sweaters, I have sold cardigans, and this is in pristine condition. And another sweater. This one kept getting thrown back, but it is Maeve. I don't think that's the recent tag, but I don't care. It's a medium. It is a beautiful, beautiful wrap sweater. And it's got some really pretty sleeves. I love this because it's got like some openings in it so you could wear a tank under it and be very comfortable. It is polyester, nylon, and wool, and elastane. It does have a little bit of stretch to it, but it wraps in the front, which obviously right now I can't do. But yes, I will take Maeve. Maeve sells fairly well.
It's tea time.
Quick story of what happened at the bins, and I could not film it. It would have been very awkward to film, but what was happening was people were very aggressive on this day. It makes me physically uncomfortable to see people that aggressive. I tend to stay away from it until it kind of simmers down, because my thought process, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, if the item is meant for me, it will be there when I get to it. I do not need to invade somebody else's space. I do not need to be rude. I do not need to pretend like other people don't exist. And I certainly don't need the item badly enough to be that negative way. So I saw so much. It wasn't verbally rude, it was physically rude. And I don't like that. I don't think it's necessary. And I witnessed something in an estate sale that was so upsetting. So you had to sign in and you went in when your name was called. That's not uncommon for an estate sale, especially a high demand estate sale, which this one was in a higher end neighborhood and whatever. There was a gentleman who went in first. There was a woman ahead of me with her elderly mother. And there was this man who got his item, and you had to go through the garage and up the stairs into whatever room it was that was right flush with the garage. And as I was going behind these two, the elderly woman, she needed help getting up the stairs. So she was over here, I was here, her daughter was in front of me, and so I was letting them take their time. And this man came barging through after he said he wanted something. He had a tag saying, "This is what I want," whatever it was, I don't even know. And he came through so abruptly that he almost took out this elderly woman, and she could have broken a hip, she could have cracked her head open, like all of these things could have happened. That's the kind of stuff that puts a bad name out there for resellers, when people behave aggressively like that. It is so upsetting to see. It will come back to bite you in some way, shape, or form if you want to behave aggressively like that. And so on this day, there were, oh, I hope my camera doesn't go down.
She's dropped the camera in the water 3 times.
There were so many things that I saw with people getting in each other's space that I just was like, you know what? I'm at the bins. It's going to cost me between $1 and $2 per item. I'm really not going to go there. So when they would bring out a new bin, I just stayed in my own lane. Those people can go and they can find whatever they want to, because the reality is they're really not looking at everything. I like to look at everything. I like to take my time. Typically, not always the case, but people are there for different things. You got the t-shirt guys, the jeans guys, the guys who only want to sell shoes. You got certain people looking for bags, you know. And so there's people who, these girls were looking for lightweight things to sell on, whatnot. So they gave me a heavier weight thing, which you'll see in a minute. I always look at it like, okay, if these people are getting physically aggressive, or they have to be in this area when the new bin comes out, if they have to be there, they're going to sift through. And if they don't see anything that looks like it's up their alley, like I heard a guy say, "Oh, there's nothing here," and he walked away, and so did a bunch of other people. And then when I went back, I got a bunch of stuff that's in here. So, moving on.
Onwards and upwards.
Plushes are my jam lately. I know that not everybody cares about selling plushes, but I actually love rescuing them if they are in really great or brand new condition. And in this case, both of these are in brand new condition. How cute is he? He is the Sweet Wishes Care Bear. And Care Bear is in to the point where both of my kids, who are, one's going into 9th grade, one's going into 10th grade, both of my kids that still live at home love Care Bears. Everything that goes around comes around, because Care Bears were a thing when I was little. So Cutie Pie is gonna sell probably around the $12 to $18 mark, but again, $1.30 turned into that is still a great turnover. And then this guy Oh, you might remember this Webkins. It comes with a code inside, and this is completely unopened, so I'll be able to say, woo! Actually, I listed this one already. So I was able to say unopened with unused code. It's by Gans. This guy might sell around the $30 mark. I think I priced him at $32. All right. I am praying it stays, and I will do the best I can to go quickly because the wind is picking up, which means it's going to storm soon. Okay, this was new with tags, which is why I got it. I've never sold this brand, but it had a TJ Maxx tag on it, so I thought it might be something. Liv Milano, and this is more of a mature style, but it was so soft, and I thought of my mom and my aunts when I saw this. I thought this is really kind of a style that they might like. This isn't any special material, so I wouldn't pick it up at the regular price Goodwill, but at the bins for sure. And then this one wasn't new. Oh, this is new with tags too. I forgot. Yeah, this is not an inexpensive brand, but this was priced, I don't know what, it looks like it could have been 90 or 100, I don't know. But it was marked down a bunch of times, and it's a size 4. Look at how cute this skirt is. Oh my gosh. This black skirt, super cute. I could see that being for a party or for work. Like, it's just adorable. Somehow I always manage to find Anthropologie chinos. And these are a 28, which is a decent size. I think it's equivalent to a 6. And I got them because olive green, army green stuff generally sells really well for me. I have sold old Banana Republic stuff that's like khaki style, but this color, like, it just, people are looking for this color, I think. This was so pretty. I love this color, which is why I got it, and it's a large. And it's just a really pretty, like, nightgown. It's just really pretty. Satin nightgown. Things like that sell well for me on Depop. And this is a cottage core nightgown, and this is so beautiful. I have no idea anything about this brand name, but I couldn't leave it. In Bloom, and it is gorgeous. So pretty. So that might be like 20-ish, I'm really not sure. This one I got because it is velour and fall is going to come before you know it. And I typically don't get this brand, but couldn't leave this one. And Taylor Loft, I leave a ton of Loft stuff at the bins. And there's certain brand names that I see a lot at the bins.
So many wrong things, one after the other, consecutively in a row.
Loft and Taylor, a lot of things that are sold at JCPenney, Kohl's, Macy's end up at the bins. But I also see a ton of Loft, and a lot of it is polyester, and I really try to stay away from selling just basic polyester items like blouses and things. Okay, so this was so pretty. I thought perfect for fall. And this was really cool, so I got this. Goodwill wanted $5.99 for it. Foxcroft NYC. I have not sold this brand. Really cool. And if it gets super windy, you may hear me do a voiceover. I'm going to voice over because the wind got really intense. This is that Nike shirt that you saw at the beginning of the video that I picked up. It looked like brand new. And you saw this at the start of the video in my cart, the solitaire blouse. It was so beautiful. And even if it sells for 15 to 20, I would be so happy because, again, it's bins. It's beautiful. This one was so exciting to find. This was Velvet by Gramps and Spencer, and this is a very expensive Anthropologie brand. I absolutely love finding it, and it was 100% silk, which was even better, but it retails for like something like $220. So that was probably the most exciting find. And this vintage dress was also an exciting find. I've never found anything quite like this. It definitely was an 80s vintage dress, size 10, which probably means more like a size 4 or size 6 because it's vintage. But this one, it just had kind of like it reminded me of the movie Death Becomes Her. So I thought, how cool is that? And it's got like that red velvet cake look. And this Talbot sheath dress was a great find, a size 8. That's a great size. I just felt like the color and the style is a very flattering one that somebody might be looking for. Maybe they got it in another color and they would like it in this color. This is that champion sweatshirt that those two young girls had thrown to me at one point. They said it was too heavy for them to take for their whatnot shows, so they gave it to me. And I love selling vintage, especially vintage things like that. And this is that beautiful, gorgeous blanket. And I said I wasn't going to get a blanket, but I got a blanket. And this is a very significant one. You can see I'm trying to find, I'm on the struggle bus trying to find the tag here to show you. But the brand is Donegal, and it was 70% mohair and 30% wool. And this was a very expensive. I actually did some AI to try and figure out more information about it. It retailed originally for like $200 to $300. And then that New Derma, which I should be able to resell around the $30 to $40 mark in the condition that it's in. So that was a really great find too. So I will show you one more time in case you want to look. There it is. Okay, the wind has calmed down a little. I'm going to speak quickly because I think it's going to pick up again. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video and let me show you all the things that I got at the last Goodwill bins. I hope that you like this style video. If you do, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps my channel. I will see you in the next video. Bye.